Are you looking to be able to tone up and lose fat from the hips, thighs, and butt area? Today we're going to talk all about how you can do just that. What's up everybody, it's Ryan from No Limits Fitness Coaching, and here today I'm going to talk all about how to lose fat and tone up in the hips, thighs, and butt area. I know a lot of you out there are wanting to learn how to do this, so that's what we're going to teach you all about today. If you like videos learning how to lose fat, gain muscle, really just tone up and get in the best shape of your life, go ahead and hit subscribe, and we teach you all about how to do just those things. So I'd love to have you as a subscriber and teach you about cutting through all the garbage science that a lot of channels out there do. We simplify science and show you exactly what works, the proven methods to do this. So for today, again, let's jump into these exercises and the understanding how we can tone up the hips, thighs, and butt area. The first thing that we need to understand is that you can't necessarily lose fat from just these areas, such as the thighs, hips, butt. You can't just lose fat from there. You need to have a good nutrition program, be in a caloric deficit to be able to lose fat in general. But there are some ways, some exercises that you can make sure that you're building the muscle in the areas that you want to focus on. So if you're concerned with that hips, the thighs, the butt, you want it to look better, lose fat from that area, these exercises will help you to look like you're losing fat from those specific areas by toning up the muscle, by growing the muscle and making it look better, making it shaped better. So you may not lose fat necessarily, the weight actually may not go down on the scale, but you will see results in the shape of your body and the overall look that you get. So let's look at these exercises that we're gonna teach you all about and how they can help you. The first exercise we're gonna talk all about, and really it is the king of the lower body exercises, and that is the squat. Now, the squat is a absolutely great exercise for anything. It helps us to really build muscle, lose fat, normalize hormones. It has great benefits in general, overall. But when we're talking about lower body exercises, lower body toning or building muscle, so things like the hips, thighs, butt area, the squat cannot be beat. Now, the squat has some major issues with a lot of people. The form can be very difficult to get if it's not done properly or taught properly. I have a video on all about the small things that you can do to improve your squat. You can watch that right here. But in general, we want to have the squat being very much like we are sitting down in a chair. The problem is you don't want to have the butt shoot backwards too far, and you do want to have the knee go past the toes. Ultimately, you should be trying to sit straight down into a chair, not backwards as much as many people teach, but straight up and straight down, maintaining an upper position with the chest, the upper body. You want to be as upright as you can be. So keeping those things in mind as well. Now, the squat variations are immense. We can use a barbell on our back. We can use a barbell racked in the front, holding it in front of us. We can use dumbbells off to the side, a kettlebell or dumbbell in front of us, known as a goblet squat. There are numerous variations that you can do to progress the squat. I suggest, depending on your level of fitness, your level of strength, start off with a body weight squat. Just being stationary, feet about shoulder width apart in a good athletic stance, squatting down. You want to make sure that your butt gets as close to the ground and your legs are about parallel with the ground as possible. Don't cheat yourself, don't go just partial depth. Try to get as low as you can and then drive back up. As you get fluent and get good at this movement, make sure to go ahead and progress up. Now there are, again, like I said, numerous ways. We can't talk about all the ways that you can perform the squat, that you can progress into better squats, into heavier squats. But knowing that progress is important, being able to progress throughout every exercise so that your body adapts and gets better all the time. So that first exercise, make sure that we're getting a good amount of squats in our routine. The second exercise we're going to talk all about is a very important movement pattern, just like the squat, and that's the lunge. Now, just like the squat, there are many variations of a lunge. You can go forward, you can go reverse lunges, you can do a lunge with the back foot elevated. There are a lot of different ways. Walking, stationary, you name it, you can perform that kind of lunge. What is important here is make sure that we're doing the movement properly. At the bottom position, you really should have that front knee at a 90-degree bend, and the back leg going down, the back knee should be at a 90-degree bend as well. So very evenly spaced steps as you perform the lunge with a upright body position. That upper body should not drop down too much. It should stay as upright as possible. That chest going to the sky if you can. Making sure that these things stay in form and stay in line will make sure that you're getting the most benefit out of this exercise that can be had. It also, you can go as heavy as possible if you're maintaining that form and being able to progress the exercise through its movement. Getting heavier, maybe getting more reps, being able to, again, like I said, progress in this movement. So that second exercise that you should be performing if you want to target the hips, thighs, and butt area is the lunge. Make sure you get the lunge in really well. So the third exercise that we're going to talk about that really targets not only the hips and thighs, but majority of the butt, you're going to see great results. It will leave you very sore, is that of a hip thrust. Now there, again, are many ways to perform the hip thrust. I like to do it on a bench with a barbell across my waist, but if you're not to that level, you can always perform the hip lunge on the bench without a barbell. You can perform it with your shoulders on the ground. The movement is less, it's easier to do. You just won't get as much stress or as much adaptation from your body if you're doing it this way either. So making sure that you are performing the hip thrust properly though, just like every other exercise, is key. It's very, very important that the only thing that really is hinging in the hip thrust is at the hips. The knee angle should stay constant, and really you're driving from the butt, from the hamstrings to be able to drive the hips upwards, and maintain for just a 1 or 2 count at the top. Really squeeze the muscles that are being worked and then come down nice and slow. You don't want to use momentum in this exercise at all. That can really cause major issues down the line, especially as you start to go heavier in the exercise. But learning how to progress the hip hinge and really the hip thrust exercise will go a long way for developing really strong glutes. That butt, the hips, the thighs will really get strong, tightened up, toned up, and you'll get that look that you are going for. One key factor though on all of these exercises, and really it goes to any weight training exercise, is to making sure that you're doing progressive overload. Progressive overload is one of the most important factors when it comes to a weight training program. And all it really means at its simple form is making sure that you are progressing with some sort of load at a constant basis. So weekly or at least monthly, you should be seeing progress as you overload the exercise. Now overload can come in many ways. The reps You should be doing more reps at the same weight, more weight, longer time under tension or volume of the exercise. But at some point, you should be progressing. Now, don't think that you have to be at my level and squatting a certain amount of poundage to get benefits out of this. If you're squatting with just body weight down to a chair and then back up, that's awesome. You're going to get benefit. But see, after a few weeks, as that becomes easier, if you don't progress that exercise or that weight or rep scheme, you'll stop getting benefits out of it. So even if you've started just a minor squat down onto a chair and then back up, after a week or two, maybe add a couple reps, or hold a bottle of water in your hand, a dumbbell. Progress into not using the chair anymore. Yes, by using progressive overload, you're guaranteeing that you're making progress and that your body is being forced to adapt. So with these tips, with these exercises, I know you can make progress in really whatever problem area you feel that you have. So hopefully you guys can add these things to your routine and really see progress from it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hit the thumbs up if you did, and I will see you guys next time.